Final community, anyone else watching this video, and a big howdy to people in America. Happy Thanksgiving. So I decided for your entertainment today, I would do a thread that has been pinging around the VC for a few weeks now, and it's 20 British bands, albums, but my twist on it will be, particularly for Americans, although for anybody, I guess, from anywhere, um, 20 bands or records that are not known across yonder side of the pond. 10 are bands and 10 are sort of very British kind of institutions, I suppose you might say. So without further ado, on with my Boston Tea Party. Mhm. Here we go. Right, okay. This will either bomb or do really well. I don't know. Anyway, so first band. Okay, so quite a few of them are from my 90s sort of overtly indie collection. You might recognise this cover. It's mocking, or not mocking. It's similar to Age of Aquarius. So it's called Asquarius. So the band is Cud, like chewing the cud with the cow's udders there. And they are a band from Yorkshire, probably Leeds. Please correct me on anything I get wrong during the next 15-20 minutes. And singer is Carl Putnam. Now, I would liken them, there he is there, the sparkly shirt, a little bit like a pulp cocker kind of singer and also voice, I think, in style, maybe. Um, I went to see them once, actually. I fancied a girl. Can't remember what happened now, but anyway, it was a Windsor Old Trout, which is now a Weatherspoons pub, from what I remember. I used to go and see quite a lot of people there because it was fairly nearby. So this is Cud. What else do I say about them, really? Yeah, a little bit pulpy, sort of, yeah, in that indie realm of uh, scenarios. It's got a spare poster there if anybody wants it. And that is the first one. And onwards and upwards. Let's try not to linger too much. Now, I've met one of these. Her name was Catherine Blake, wasn't it? Yeah, so Miranda Sex Garden. There's three of them there. There's been numbers of them rising and decreasing, and now there's Medieval Babes as well, that they sort of fragmented into for their medieval madrigals and whatnot, of which this is an album mostly medieval Shakespearean kind of stuff. So they do that, but then they've also to having some musicians, organs, viola, percussion. Almost got it goes a little bit in places very shoegazy and ambient noise in certain places. I'd recommend them if you've never heard of them, or yeah, I'll give well all these I would recommend giving a dabble to. Next one, I would compare to a Southern London version of Happy Mondays. So this is a band called Flowered Up. Sadly, Liam, no longer with us. The singer passed away a number of years ago. To one album on London Records, uh, limited edition with booklet. That's not that exciting, to be honest. So his singing style is a little bit Shaun Ryder. You know, how many bands do you know where if they weren't actually singing in the band, it wouldn't really work? Certainly not a karaoke or something. Anyway, they had a few top 40 hits. Probably best known for this seminal classic dedicated in video form, also on YouTube, to going out clubbing in the 90s. It's called Weekender. Has a bit of a jazzy interlude in the middle. Another one worth watching the video on YouTube, even if it's just to see what people were looking like in the early 1990s, which is now 30 years ago. Goodness me. Right, another swig of tea. It's gone cold already. So, yeah, so Americans, and I think Mazzy was sort of, if you know him, or have heard of him, perhaps, he's probably the biggest person in the vinyl community. he's obviously probably very disappointed about Donald Trump winning the election, and yeah, this is partly for his benefit as well. Although he might well not watch it, depending on what I title it as. Here's a band from Leeds again with little acid LSD tabs on it of Gorbachev, strawberries, oranges. I can't quite make out what that is. So the Hollow Men did one album, to the best of my knowledge. I once went to see them. Can't remember anything about the gig. Maybe I had some alcoholic beverages. I can't remember. There they are, brushing their teeth there. Don't know if that's another drug reference. The Moon's a Balloon. Album's called Cresta. The Moon's a Balloon is actually the title of David Niven's autobiography. So, yeah, in the back of a van with some mates. Must have been somewhere in London. I've no idea. I just cannot remember anything else apart from being in the back of a van and going to see them. Well, very vaguely, like sort of something, but I would have to look at my old diaries that I used to keep. And I don't think I had a gig ticket for it. It might even have been like a guest list, or we knew the support band or something. Okay, don't think this band would be heard of in America. They're very British lyrics, certain, a lot of them are aspects of British culture, history, I suppose. So this is Carter the Unstoppable Sex Machine, 30 something. There they all are. And here's a single by them called Rubbish, with a good version of Pet Shop Boys' Rent on the B side, and alternative Alf Garnett. So Carter, yeah, if you ever went to see them back in the day, it was pretty manic, indie guitar, drum machine, based duo, uh, a lot of jumping up and down, basically. Yeah. How else would I describe it? Not sure. Check them out on YouTube if you don't know them. Now, this band, you will know this band, but this was a particularly British or English release because it was for the World Cup of 1990 and has some footballers singing on it, and John Barnes, the England winger, rapping on it. So it's New Order with England, World in Motion, probably not known in America. That's the remix. And it was number one, I think, here. Yeah. Someone who might be known in America wants to show her records. In America, you've got like you've got your Dolly Parton, your Barbara Bush, you've got who else? Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, Madonna. The list is endless. Anyway, here we have the diminutive page three model, Samantha Fox. Yeah. Recently, I saw a video of her on YouTube accidentally falling off the stage. This is her second album. This is her first album. Hold On Tight is a bit of a rock and roll kind of slightly pastiche, but a good song. A lot of the other ones are obviously about sex and stuff. And 12-inch in some 80s negligee. Nothing's going to stop me now. And another one, a gift. It says the Samantha Fox gift pack. There we go. So that's the lovely Sam. Then we'll move a bit more current times with this. So another person that cannot really sing in a way. His debut was an amazing album. This is The Streets, Mike Skinner from Birmingham. He on this album is duetting with a lot of people. Yeah, he can't really sing, can he? Let's be honest. But he's found his niche and singing about everyday life. I mean, I know a lot of very modern music now, particularly the last few years, is about that sort of stuff, and it's completely crossed over into all sorts of different dance genres and things. And I hear all sorts of stuff like on Six Music or where I work, actually, quite a lot of the people I work with are sort of like 18 to early 20s, and they play all sorts of stuff that's like, I've no idea what it is, but they've got their big boom boxes and everything. And Mm. Right, let's keep this going. We're at 10 minutes. Um, well, we had glam here uh, in the 70s. You know, you had like your uh, well, your glam bands, you know, you had the more sweet, and you had like Glitter Band, and the slightly more comedic sort of ones like Fancy Pants, Kenny, and all that. So this is Lawrence from Felt, whose record I bought off his presumably wife or partner, not sure. This is a 90s incantation called Denim from 1992. Yeah, it's very British in its makeup, with a song called Fish and Chips. I saw the glitter on your face. Oh, it's American rock. Denim. Yeah. And another one here from uh, I'm not quite sure when this was from actually, but this is Leftism by Left Field. I do have their second album, but I'm gonna sell it, I think, because this is a real this is a far better album, I think, a plethora of genres and cross cultures overlapping, intertwined with each other. You know, you've got a bit of dub, reggae, dance. Um, you've got John Lydon on it. You've got Tony Halliday doing more ballady kind of song. Yeah, Space Shanty. Yeah, yeah, that's that. Right, right. Okay, so now 10 or so very British people, things, whatnots. The comedian Jasper Carrott. He does actually talk about going to America on here, and a football match, soccer match for Americans there. Jersey, the Channel Island. Yeah, Jasper Carrott, a Brummie comedian, had a hit record called Funky Moped, backed with Magic Roundabout, which I think is on here. Yeah, Magic Roundabout is on here, which is a children's, well, originally a French uh, children's program done by Eric Thompson, or narrated by him from the French. Emma Thompson's dad. So that's Jasper Carrot. Yeah, right. A couple of things from Trunk recordings here. So this, if you grew up in a school in Britain in the 70s, around about into 80s, we used to listen to these sort of things, and then you had to do some interpretive dance to it, like I Want to Be a Tree, or express yourself, you know, while playing crab football with your dirty feet on the floor. And this is the season, so there's a little track for each month. I suppose not too dissimilar to uh, a Wicker Man sort of thing. And another one, also on a you know, we've got more history than Americans. This is Neolithic. This is another kids program. Spooky one though. Children of the Stones. Yeah, so that's about a place where someone goes and then it all gets a bit spooky. Not unlike the Wicker Man again. And a more pastoral, digging around in the dirt kind of record. This is Percy Thrower. He also does a month by month account of what you should be doing in the garden and in your cloches and your greenhouses. Yeah, Percy Thrower used to be on BBC's Blue Peter. There he is. He must be absolutely. He must have been absolutely minted. Look at that house there. Yeah, I guess then at the time he was probably the only person, you know, pre Titchmarsh to doing gardening on TV. And yeah, well done, Percy. There. Right now, I'm sure this guy is known in America. Cliff. Can you see it's got good news written all over it? There we go. So Cliff, he allegedly got or he met Jesus or became a Christian via talking to Billy Graham and going to these sort of things, that big things that they did up in Earl's Court, I think, in the 60s. I don't know where he is now. He doesn't tend to talk about it. Um, yeah, he has inflicted us with some Christmas records, that is true, and Devil Woman. He's done a few good records throughout his 5 or 6 decades, probably more in popular music. But yeah, I wonder if he debates with the Jehovah's Witness door knocker Hank Marvin, the works-based Hank. I don't know. I don't know where Cliff is now with God. Anyway, another band that I have shown before, but is worth mentioning, who presumably were Christian, is Parchment. So they are a band from Liverpool, and I've got their third album. Or was that their second one? No, I think this was the second one. I've only got the first one on CD now because I gifted it to Jacob, Dallas Open Micer. Hi, if you're watching, and to Titus. So this is a couple of albums by them. Yeah, it's sort of in that. Well, this one particularly, I would say, is what they call acid folk, I suppose. Yeah, worth checking out. Some kids' TV here. We have a triptych of very similar folky TV programs featuring Freddie Phillips and Brian Hunt on that one. So this is a Camberwick Green. This is Trumpton, covered by covered on a rave record in the 90s, A Trip to Trumpton. And Chigley, can't really remember Chigley. I think it was sort of something to do with steam train. So probably was closed down because of the beaching report. Some of these really remind me of my childhood and growing up in the 80s. I've got Barbara Woodhouse here. Looks very fun on that one, but a bit more serious on this one. Sorry about the glare. So she was on BBC and did How to Train Dogs. Sort of like a primary school teacher or somebody that's going to give you a bit of a ticking off, to be honest. Slightly scary, I would have thought. Yeah. Apparently used to live around here as well. Uh, Great parliamentary speeches from 78 to 94. So it's pretty much Tories were in control there with Barbara. And what can I say about that, really? Yeah, there you go. Brought it back in the day. A little bit of politics there, as Ben Elton would have said. And lastly, more known for, or I think more known, certainly in record collecting terms, for uh, being on Odgun's Nut Gone Flake Small Faces album. This is Stanley Unwin. He gets his words muddled up. I don't know, do you call it spoonerisms or what? He deliberately gets his words muddled up, doesn't he? And this, I have 2 copies of this actually. It's strange. If you're English or British, you may well think that looks uncannily like Sean Locke. I don't know if you can see his face. He's almost got the same facial mannerisms as well. So as a comedian, and I did listen to a bit of this last night. It's probably a bit dated, like a lot of. I've got quite a lot of comedy records. Yeah. So I hope that sums up Britain quite well in 20 records. I'm going to try and just cut this under 20 minutes. Thanks for watching. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving. We are fast approaching Christmas now. And I'm sorry about the quality of the video as well. I couldn't do it on my phone. So hi to all VC. Please leave a comment below. I don't know. Am I still scouting for subs? I don't really know. I'm not sure really. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. It would be nice to hear from you too. Anyway, cheers. Bye.